Rob and Slim Show.
What's up? This is Corky.
What's up, Corky? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, good. We're just getting situated, just figuring out Skype.
Yeah, so I just re-downloaded a new version, so I told your buddy to call back in like 5 minutes.
A new old version.
Yeah, a new old version.
Because the improvements they make are just garbage.
They forced me. I guess the version I was using earlier today was too old for them, and they forced an update on me. And like this new Skype, they actually got rid of features.
Yeah. Yes. Like adding a second caller is just that's not their thing.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. You can't block unknown phone calls anymore. Like
can't like a flip phone do that? Like have a conference call. Like,
I think that was the other thing with the newer Skype too. You can't have your own ringtone anymore.
Yes, yes, yeah. Why? God forbid. God forbid you had choices. Corky, you are from Sacramento, correct?
Absolutely.
Cool, cool. And you're a comedian?
I am.
How long have you been doing that for?
I've been getting paid to do it 4 years. I dipped my toe in the water 8 years ago.
Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good. What was the biggest achievement? Like, what was the biggest thing you had to overcome to get to the point where you got paid for it?
Getting people to like what I was doing and offering me money for it.
Nice, nice. And your podcast, Dear Daniel. How did you meet Daniel?
Oh, me and Daniel, I mean, like all things, I think it started with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914.
Yes.
Gabriel
And
Princip.
a series of events after that led to me and him occupying the same third grade class.
Nice, nice. I was going to say, I think we have Daniel on.
Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Daniel, how you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good, good. We have Corky on already. You guys do that podcast, and I just want to ask, just by the title, like, did Corky dare you to see shitty movies? Like, was this something you guys always did?
No, this the original thing started on a blog that I was doing back in 2005, and I would just have people dare me to watch the worst movies they could come up with, mainly my friends who knew that I was a cinephile and kind of a film snob, so of course they wanted to torture me.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, you guys watch the worst movies, so we don't have to.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
We're taking the bullet for the movie-going public.
Love it. And what's the worst steaming pile you guys have checked out?
Mine would be the most recent one we released was A Christmas Story 2, the sequel to A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I listened to that episode. It was.
Why?
I didn't even know that was a real thing.
And it was done in like 2012. You said, right?
Yeah, it's fairly recent.
Yeah, 2012, I believe. Yeah.
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 What year did it take place in?
The 40s ish.
Is Ralphie
Well,
like all grown
Yeah, it
up?
takes
Like what?
place,
No,
takes place in the late 40s, I think. Maybe he's a teenager. Ralphie's a teenager in this one. He's it's about a car, and he's trying to get a car instead of a rifle.
Instead of a shotgun.
But yeah, that one
rifle.
was very
Go
tough.
for it, Dan.
But you guys said the
you're good.
scenes didn't, like, some of the scenes looked out of the 50s, and some of the scenes looked like out of the 30s. The scenes didn't sync up, and all the characters were just angry assholes.
You summed it up, man. You summed it up better than we did.
Oh, God, I laughed so hard at that. And you said Daniel Stern was the dad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Daniel
exactly.
Stern from Home Alone and Breaking Away. He plays the old man.
I like him, but yeah, I don't know if I could see him in that. Ooh.
Well, he's got
Yeah, I
no
think,
range. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's just doing an impression, really.
oh man.
Oh, God. And Daniel, you're a film critic, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Some of these, though, that you come across, is it just impossible to say anything good about them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, especially some of the movies we watch. I think probably the worst one that we've watched so far is, and I know it's a bit of a cliche at this point, but I think Gotti with John Travolta, just because it's thoroughly inept, and yet it is also no fun to watch, and it is no fun to talk about.
I've heard that movie is terrible.
It's just a brutal movie.
Dude,
You can't even make jokes about it.
what is the fucking Mike Tyson movie you guys are going to be doing? China? What is it?
Oh shit.
China Salesman.
Yes, what is it?
China Salesman.
Is it an action
The
movie?
name of the
Yeah.
movie and the name of a character in the movie. That's always referred to by everybody.
China Salesman.
Yeah, so this is a movie that was got a theatrical release in China. It has Steven Seagal and Mike Tyson, but it is actually essentially propaganda for Chinese telecoms companies.
I need that in my life. Wow. I really...
Perhaps slightly treasonous on the part of old Steven and Mike.
Oh, my God. Wow.
There's literally a scene where rival warriors back down at someone waving a Chinese flag, like the power of the Chinese flag makes everybody put down their weapons.
Oh, man.
Someone forgot that part.
Wow. Is there a character named Tronald Dump? Oh. Wow.
Not even that smart.
It's not even that smart. Fuck. Wow. What is one of the worst movies that you guys love? Guilty pleasure.
Oh. Well, like early on in the podcast, we came up with that we were going to do mini episodes in between the full movie reviews. So we talk about various topics like this. This is one of those. And one reviled movie that I love, and I suggested to Dan, he hadn't seen it, was Smokin' Aces. Joe Carnahan's movie about all the hitmen trying to take out Jeremy Piven in Tahoe. It's such just a low down, dirty trash fest, but I love it. I watch it several times.
And do you guys do independent films or just like big releases?
It's a pretty wide mix. We've done some really low budget stuff from the 80s. We've done some really big budget stuff. So we kind of try to get the wide spectrum of reviled movies.
Cool. I was gonna.
Yeah, they're not all stellar blockbusters like China Salesman.
Oh, I kind of want to pay to see that. I kind of want to pay Mike Tyson's food stamps bill.
Available.
I kind of want to get him that Hungry Man dinner and pay to see that.
I guarantee
There is
Seagal in Norcos. They paid Seagal in Norcos to do that movie.
What were you saying, Daniel?
I was saying there's actually a fight scene between Seagal and Tyson in the movie where it is basically them fighting with body doubles. The two men were never in the room at the same time, and yet they have an entire fight scene that goes on for several minutes
Just
of
like
them
the
punching
old-
body doubles.
Just like in the old Star Trek series.
Quite stunning. Quite stunning.
That's amazing.
I don't know if I could follow that. Wow.
Seagal just does bad movies at this point.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Does he even have a shape anymore? He's not even like physically fit anymore, is it?
Did you see the one he
Oh,
did
no,
where he
no.
was like he was a vampire hunter? I don't know what it was
No,
called,
that
but
sounds like a dare, though.
there was just a lot of walking.
It does sound like a
There was
dare.
just like a lot of walking and him breaking a neck every now and then, and that was it.
Wow.
Remember we used to work with that guy?
Yeah, no,
that,
Seagal's fighting style is editing. That's his fighting.
Oh my God. I have a dare for you guys, and I enjoyed it. It's Rideshare, the movie. It's on Amazon, and we interviewed the guy that made it. His name is
Oh wow, what can I remember now?
Heiho is his last name.
Yeah.
It's Heiho Productions, and it had horrible reviews, but I kind of fucking enjoyed it. I really fucking enjoyed it.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. We've had a couple where we have our rating system is dare for the bad movies, double dare for the really bad, but then the reverse dare we give to the movies. The very rare reverse dare is bestowed upon a movie that we actually like.
Oh.
And sort of the kind of hidden mission of the show is to take those, those diamonds in the rough that are out there and hopefully rehabilitate them well. And we found a couple.
Yeah.
I would say Sleepaway Camp is the movie
Yeah.
that we reviewed for our horror series, and that one actually really impressed me.
I think I've heard of that one.
What's the premise of that?
Yeah, it's from. It's basically a 1980s slasher, summer camp slasher movie.
Yes.
But it's just so odd. The acting is so odd, and all of the killings are so odd and strange and funny. And it's just it's this very weird feeling of ineptitude, and yet it's exactly what the filmmaker wanted at the same time, and he's really realizing a vision. So it's kind of a fascinating film to watch from the early 80s, Sleepaway Camp.
Did you guys ever see the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies? Where I guess the first one was, I guess it was like the guy dressed as Santa Claus that would go on a killing spree, and then the second one was the kid that survived, I think, in the first one.
And he took over?
Ooh, that's original.
Yeah, it was. They were terrible. They were fucking terrible.
You, my friend, have brought up one of the, I guess, the holy grail of Dare Daniel. I've been trying to get us to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 since we started. I love it. Because
So
it's
what
basically just half of it is clips from the first one.
That's amazing. I was gonna say, Daniel, did you just you saw the first one and you're just like, no way, I'm not watching. You got two.
No, I think I would. My fear is I would feel obliged if I was going to watch the second one to watch the first one as well. I'm one of those kind of people.
I've been trying to find those movies. Like I've seen.
He's been trying to find the box set.
Yeah, I have. I can't. I can't find them anywhere.
That's
Silent
Criterion,
Night, Deadly
right?
Night 2 is one of those movies where if you just shout "Garbage Day," anybody who knows that movie knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, Daniel, I wanted to ask too. Have you ever been like, I don't know who you work for, but have you ever wanted to give something a bad review but had to give it a good review?
Absolutely not, and I wouldn't do that either.
Okay.
Honestly, I currently I'm writing for the Sacramento News and Review, also our website, daredaniel.com. There's some movie reviews on there, but yeah, I mean, I think as a critic, your only armor is integrity, and once you lose that, then you're vulnerable. And I don't know if you're not even a critic anymore. You're part of the PR team. So
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Does it ever come down though, where anybody's like, if you don't give this a good review, you'll never work in this town again? Like, does that ever happen? Like,
I don't really work in this town. So it's not a very credible threat.
Fuck that town.
It's interesting that Rob brought that up because there is a movie that's been on my mind ever since I watched it, because this movie got great reviews and I liked the movie, but I'm almost like, if it didn't deal with social commentary, this was a bad movie. I liked it, but it was a bad movie and it got raving reviews, and I feel like it only got the raving reviews because it dealt with social commentary, and it was Sorry to Bother You, and I liked the movie, but it was a bad movie. And I don't know if you've seen this one or not, but
I did, and I thought it was a bad movie too.
Right, but it got 10 out of 10s on sites, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? This is a bad movie.
I was wondering that.
Exactly. I think a lot of times with something like that, the critics feel compelled to review the intentions of the movie rather than the execution of the movie.
Right.
And that's the case where good intentions, fantastic intentions, but to me, Sorry to Bother You felt like a student film that just had a bunch of celebrities in it.
It felt like watching it felt like I was just dreaming. Like, it was really choppy
all
and
over the
all over the place.
Wow.
Made no sense, and clearly it had a thing to say, but doesn't make it a good movie just because it had something to say.
Kind of like the Robin Slim Show.
Right.
And Corky, I wanted to ask you, what's the craziest thing you've seen performing stand-up?
Oh, Jesus! People trying to fight the audience. I've seen comics get people so mad they want to fight them. But I saw a guy melt down one night and try to fight a woman in the audience.
A woman, a guy versus a woman.
Yeah, he went after her because she wasn't laughing enough at what he said.
Because she wasn't laughing enough.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
But he got the shit kicked out of him.
Oh, good. Well, that's good.
Bystanders or bouncers who intervened?
No, tables, and a comedian came out from the back and started kicking the shit out of him. I mean, to get a comic to do anything when they're trying to go on, I mean, that guy gave up his spot to go beat the shit out of somebody.
Wow. Oh my God, he'll never work in that town again. God damn.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, I saw you guys did too. I didn't listen to those, but you guys did all the what's that? The Gray. What's the S&M movies?
The 50 Shades.
The 50 Shades.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we did all 3 in one episode.
Our magnum opus.
Really?
All three in one episode? That is an achievement.
One episode, yeah. All 3. We just ran right through all 3 movies, which there's not a ton of variation in the film.
No, I've never seen them, but I assume they're all the same.
Surprisingly granular. Sorry, what was that?
I said I've never seen them, but yeah, I assume they're all the same.
Yeah.
If you watch like a
the second and third
late-night-
one especially.
Yeah, but if watch a late night Cinemax movie from the 90s, like with Kathy Shower or something like that, you've seen everything that you're going to see in that movie.
Wow. I thought they were like next level. We're bringing.
Oh. I've never been so bored with my dick in my hand. I mean, I'm serious.
Which I'm curious, what do you guys think about Lifetime movies? Because I feel like all Lifetime movies are the same.
Oh my God! What's the movie I want us to watch as an extra show? Oh my God! No one would tell or something.
No one can tell, something like that. Yeah.
It's with Fred Savage. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, shit.
I'm not
No.
talking about this.
Oh my God! It's the best, worst movie ever. He's like a football player.
Yeah,
and
he kills his
Candace Cameron dates him. You've seen it.
I've
His
seen
name
that.
is Bobby.
I've seen that terrible pile of shit.
I used to have a drinking game because every line in the movie says his name is Bobby, and every time they said Bobby, you got to drink. You got to drink. It's so bad.
Yeah, we should do a special Lifetime movie event.
Yeah.
Do a whole month of those.
You grew up on Lifetime movies, right, son?
I did. My mom, that's all my mother and my sister would watch. So if I was just hanging out in the living room, it was a Lifetime movie. And they were all the same. Like, oh, my boyfriend's crazy and he's trying to kill me. My boyfriend's crazy and trying to kill me, part 6.
And poisoning the kids.
Poisoning the kids.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Can anyone get in a Lifetime movie? Like,
I'm sure Slambo could write a Lifetime movie.
we should all sit down. That's what I was gonna ask you guys. Have you guys ever like thought to like set out and like create your own crappy movie?
No.
Well,
that doesn't really
yeah, go
come
ahead,
up
Dan.
yet. No, you go ahead.
I'm a performer, so I'm the one who wants to do all that kind of shit. But as I was explaining when we reviewed Gotti, my ideas are not the greatest. I realized that about myself. I just wanted to do a sequence of movies that was just a bunch of mafia hits, like devoid of context, just recreating mafia hits. And then basically that's all Gotti is. And I was like, oh shit, that's what it would look like.
Fuck, that's what it would be. See, like, yeah, that's my idea. Like, I want to do something so bad. I want to do something horrible. But, yeah, no, it's not good. Because originally, like, when I wanted to do stand-up, it's like, I want to go up and I want to bomb. Like, that was my original plan. Like, I want to just be so awkward. But that's kind of like, Andy Richter? Or no, not Andy Richter. Fuck.
Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman.
would do that, yeah.
Yeah, like, and he did it so great. So great.
I heard too there's production companies out there who like want your movie to be like ridiculous. Like I had heard somebody talk
Sci-fi.
about pitching something to like Sci-Fi Originals, and they like read this dude's script and brought him in, and there's all these suits sitting around the table, and they're like, yeah, you know, this is real good, it's real good, but you got to add some raptors.
Robo Raptor.
That's what I have you guys ever done Sharknado?
No, we haven't done Sharknado. I've never actually even seen any of the Sharknadoes. And there's a bunch of them, aren't there?
They're great.
No, yeah, there's a ton.
They're good.
I saw the end of the second one.
I think the end of the first when Ian Ziering he leapt into a shark with a chainsaw and then cut his way out.
I don't know, man. People like those movies because they're so bad, but I tried watching that first one, and it was just so boring.
Oh,
I just couldn't. I couldn't watch it.
What about I think it was the third one when he went to the Mets game and he
never
had a
got that
baseball
far.
bat. He had a baseball bat because he got it from the Mets game and he beat the fuck out of a shark with it.
That sounds amazing.
In a subway car? Come on.
Was it like those giveaway bat nights, like the little tiny kid bat thing?
Yes. And then the subway car broke away and it got flooded and a shark jumped in and yeah, he got beat with a mini bat. Oh God. Definitely watch Shark or Sharktopus. It's where the shark made with an octopus. Or Ghost Shark. Where the kid was going down the slip and slide and got eaten by the ghost shark.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
God damn it. Because like years ago, I had wanted to pitch a movie to Sci-Fi called Ghost Alien, where it was like an alien, like a dead alien just haunting a house.
Do it.
I should have done it.
Too late. It's not too late.
Ghost Alien.
Ghost Alien. Wow.
I started writing it too at some point, like a page.
Well, I want to see that. Go get that page. Go get it right now. Read it for Daniel and Corky.
Ghost Alien.
Oh, fuck. What is your guys' favorite alien movie?
Favorite alien movie? Gosh. I mean, does 2001 count as an alien movie? I mean, there's some aliens kind of in there somewhere.
Hey, you got to go. My Stepmother Was an Alien, or Back in Me, the classic.
What's that one that Slambo likes? Slambo, you like the one with Rowdy Piper?
Oh,
They
Live!
They Live!
Yeah,
I love They Live.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
bad.
Yeah, John Carpenter. Genius.
Yes. Yes. Guys, we have to wrap this up, but thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah,
Hey,
thanks
thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us, man.
Anytime, where can everybody find you?
We're at daredaniel.com. That's a blog that we run with episodes and full movie reviews that Dan has written. You can find us on all apps, iTunes, Player FM, Podbean, anything where you're looking for stuff. We're on there.
And where can people suggest
And Dear
movies?
Daniel Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's Dear Daniel Pod.
Cool. Where can people suggest movies? On the website?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to daredaniel.com, hit the Submit a Dare button,
Cool.
and send us the one.
And Daniel, in a couple years, when you review Ghost Alien,
I was just gonna
you
say.
better give it a good review, or you'll never work in this town again.
Where can reviewers find Ghost Alien, Slim?
www.ghostalien.org.
Underhispillow.org.
Forward to it.
My first complaint about Ghost Alien, not enough sharks. Not enough sharks in Ghost Alien, guys.
and not enough mini bats. Not enough mini
Right.
baseball bats. Love you guys.
Thanks
All
a
right,
lot,
thanks
man.
a lot.
See you later.
Take
See
care.
ya.